welcome to the Tea and a Buddy podcast. I'm Dominic.
And I'm Erica.
Today's, it's New Year's Eve.
New Year's Eve.
Yeah, New Year's Eve. So we're
Nothing new for New Year for me.
Yeah, that's the rocking song that I know so well.
I liked how you played along there.
Yeah, I was grooving,
man.
I was in the zone, you know?
I know that one. That one's a good one.
Yeah, it's a good one. I wrote it, didn't I? Innit?
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, it's New Year's traditions, New Year's Eve traditions, because it's New Year's Eve, and tomorrow will be 2021, the start of a wonderful year. And if you're listening to this in 2021, I hope it's a good year for you. Happy New Year and all that kind of stuff, you know.
Any year after 2020, we hope.
Yeah, 2020 wasn't so bad, was it? For everyone. Everyone had a wonderful time. I think people don't want it to be over.
It was the best year.
The best year.
The best year ever. Isn't
yes,
that a thing?
I'm convinced it was the best year ever. So, let's talk about some New Year's traditions, shall we?
Yeah. Should we talk first about our own, family traditions?
Yes.
So my parents are divorced, so my brother and I, growing up, were usually with my dad.
Oh.
No, we were usually with my dad.
With them?
Yeah, because anytime there was a break from school, we would go see him because he lived in a different city. Yeah. So we were usually with him and his side of the family, and their traditions when we were kids, anyway. Would just stay up, play games, watch movies, eat a load of crap.
Yeah.
We make
that bloody horrible cheese dip.
Oh my god. You guys, let me know if you know what I'm talking about. It's the Velveeta cheese dip.
Easy melt.
Everybody has that though.
Everybody who's insane in the USA.
It is horrible.
Has that. It's horrible.
It is horrible, but you eat it and you're just oh yeah, this is good.
I mean, I actually, it's not it's absolutely terrible and I can't eat it. But it's kind of horrible when you think about what it is. It's just basically a block of plastic that you've melted into in a crock pot. And stuck some beans in it. And stuck some Rotel tomatoes in it.
Yeah, there's no beans in it. It's like sausage. They put sausage in it, Rotel tomatoes, and that's about it. Maybe some onion, I think. I don't know if that's just a Texas thing. I don't know if it's just my family thing, actually. But any kind of family party type thing, somebody would have that, you know. Not at Thanksgiving, not at a holiday, not even at a birthday, but maybe at a barbecue or some sort of backyard party. Definitely on New Year's there was always cheese dip.
Disgusting.
So if you don't know what I'm talking about,
surely they do.
It's Velveeta. It's this orange block of, like Dominic said, it looks like plastic.
It's like a yellowish, orangey block of plastic. It looks like a big Lego stick.
Yeah.
A big stick of Lego.
It's American cheese, American in quotation marks, because I don't know what makes it American. It's not actual
It's like
cheese.
American. It's like the government cheese.
It's like a cheese sauce that's been congealed into the form of a brick.
And they stick that in the thing, and it's easy melts it down,
Mm-hmm.
and you put stuff in, and it's
you eat it with
edible.
tortilla chips.
It's edible, but
it's like a queso. It's like a white person's version of queso.
The white people are back, are they?
Yeah.
Thought we got rid of that.
But yeah, so we would have that. We would have maybe these cocktail sausages. These are weird party foods. As I'm talking about it, I'm just why?
Cocktail sausages are not weird though. I do like.
I'm not
cocktail
talking about the little weenies that come in the can.
No,
I'm talking about little tiny sausages.
Yeah.
And they're they're swimming in a barbecue sauce.
Yeah, they're not really supposed to be swimming
a really
in a barbecue
thin
sauce.
Barbecue
they're
sauce.
just supposed to be there. Like, for example, like a party food, like a New Year's party food, as I remember, but it's like a general party food, would be the a cheese and pineapple hedgehog. You know, and it would be like a cheese and pineapple on a stick.
Mm.
And it would be like on a toothpick, and it would be shoved into like a foil thing, and it looked like a hedgehog because it's spiky, you know, and people would just grab one and eat it, you know.
Eat part of the hedgehog.
Yeah, but sometimes, you know, sometimes you'd have like cocktail sausages on a stick, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, chipolatas.
You serve these on the stick too, but you can dip them in the barbecue sauce that they're like swimming in. You eat them with a toothpick.
Yeah.
Yeah,
those are good. Yeah.
Yeah, they're fine. I can't remember. Those are the main two things that stick out in my mind, you know. And then there's just like all the cookies and whatever was left over, candy and stuff that was left over from Christmas.
Well, yeah.
So we would do that. We would just play board games like as a family, watch movies, and then when it got close to turning New Year's,
the guitars would come out.
No, we would turn on Dick Clark's Rockin' New Year's Eve.
Dick Clark!
And watch the ball drop in New York City. So that was basically New Year's for me. Sometimes we'd go over to someone's house, but usually it was just like our family, you know, as a kid now. Sometimes they would go over to like a family friend's house and like have sort of a party type thing, and you know, we would make like we wouldn't sleep over like the whole night, but we would make little beds and stuff in front of and some of the kids would fall asleep inevitably because we were kids, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's like been a couple of New Years that I've slept through, you know, like.
Oh yeah. No, I don't think there's any that I haven't rung in, that I haven't partied in.
Yeah, I mean, I think I can't remember which ones, but I do remember.
I mean, what kind of stuff did you
do
when
I was a kid? When I was a kid, it was usually, the ones I remember doing was with, you know, I'd usually be like, you know, with my gran.
Mm-hmm.
Because, you know, like we'd go spend Christmas with her.
Yeah.
In Wales. And, you know, I'd stay with her and we'd watch, like, whatever was coming on you know, it'd be usually a Christmas film or something. And then, you know, it would be New Year's and it'd be like, Happy New Year. You know, we'd watch, like, Alive from London or whatever, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Like, Big Ben chiming or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And she'd break out the Bucks Fizz, which is like a mimosa.
Oh, yeah.
It's like a champagne and orange juice.
No drinking in the Texas Panhandle.
Yeah.
No drinking.
We're in the dry county here. Yeah, she'd break out the Bucks Fizz and we'd have a little Bucks Fizz and talk. And then she'd say, oh, okay, I've got to ring someone, or whoever the first one rings is, you know, so-and-so will be ringing right now, you know, to wish me a Happy New Year.
Oh,
and then,
God, yes. And New Year's that I spent with my grandma.
Yeah.
You know, when I was a bit older then, and kind of...
I was a little bit older. I can't remember very early ones. I guess it was with my parents. And we were watching TV or something.
My grandma's got several sisters. They all called on New Year's Eve. They all, like, one at a time, just called, and she'd be like, oh, Happy New Year! And, you know, they had to call each other. I think it was just like, oh, no, I can't go to bed until I've heard from all of them, you know, and wish them all a Happy New Year. Did you guys, like, have a tradition of hugging or kissing?
Yeah.
On the New Year.
Well, as I got older, then that was when I was like a kind of young kid. When I was in my teens, it would be either we'd go to a party, or we'd be in the pub with everyone else.
Oh,
you know. Usually, I remember New Year's Eve was like karaoke night in the pub.
Even when I was a kid,
we'd be hanging out, and everybody would be like, you know, would do the all the acquaintance be forgot, you know, Auld Lang Syne.
Yeah. What was this, like crossing your arms?
Yeah, because you were holding everyone's hands and they'd all like, you know, it'd be like a big circle. You ever did that?
No.
You just sing it?
I mean, we don't really sing it even.
Yeah,
you know, they just
play. Well, this was in the pub, obviously. Old acquaintance.
Nobody knows the words to that song.
China. Yeah, you know, like the Beatles did not freaking.
Yes, but what is this like? What do you have to cross your hands?
Well, it's just like holding.
He's got his hands crossed for those of
holding
you who can't
everyone.
see.
You know, it's just like I don't know what it was like a traditional thing, I guess. So we all just like did that,
Even when I was a kid, though,
and people would be crying in the pub, because it was a New Year's, crying, just like oh.
I mean, I know. There's that tradition of you got to kiss. You've got to have somebody to kiss.
Oh
at midnight.
Kiss people.
But even when
Kissed everyone.
Yeah, but even when I was like a kid, we would all hug and kiss our siblings, our parents, our family, and just go, oh yeah, Happy New Year, hug.
Happy New Year, a hug, yeah. I mean, that kind of thing.
Yeah, so we always had that.
Ring out the old ring.
I don't remember like ever having somebody necessarily to kiss on like at midnight. Like I wasn't like I didn't care about that when I got older. I mean, it's like. That was just nonsense to me. But there are some people who think like it is bad luck if you do not kiss somebody on midnight,
I think that's just sad people. Sad people who haven't got any girlfriends or, boyfriends or something, and just like, oh, I gotta have a snog at midnight.
No, they think like if you don't have someone to kiss at midnight, then you're not gonna like have a relationship that year or whatever, but it's just like, who cares if you don't have a relationship that year? They do, obviously. They do. People who believe that do.
Those buggers. Yeah. Anyway, Sarah Stacy on Twitter talking about New Year's Eve tradition.
Yeah.
We always have steak pie on New Year's Eve because that's what my relatives in Glasgow used to do. We also watched Jules Holland. Yep, that's for me. That was another tradition for me. If it was just me and my dad and we didn't go to a pub or a party, we'd stick Jules Holland on.
Yeah.
And watch,
Jules Holland, for anybody who doesn't know.
He has a show, The Hootenanny.
He used to. Does he still? I
think he still does, yeah. He does his annual Hootenanny, and he has a selection of, like, artists.
Yeah.
Like from established ones to up-and-coming ones,
Yeah.
Like he'll have and they're all in like a circle in the studio and they do live performances. You'll have people like, and his New Year's Eve show is like, you'll have people, maybe Ed Sheeran will be on, maybe Paul McCartney.
Yeah.
And whoever, Paul Weller,
so it's not just current people with like a hot song out that year.
It's not, but it can be.
Mm-hmm.
Coldplay might be there. It's just like who wants to do it.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, Jules Holland, he was keyboardist in Squeeze.
So they just try to get like a good mix of people.
Good mix of people, and then they'll have he'll interview someone.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, and so's here having a drink, and it'll be, I don't know, someone like
an actor.
An actor, yeah. It could be anyone, like Hugh Grant or anyone, just hanging out, just like, oh, yeah, drop by, just to watch the performances,
Yeah.
And then, of course, it's like, okay, we're close to New Year's now, 3, and everyone will go, 2, 1, Happy New Year, and, and then the show is pretty much over then, and someone will play you out, but it'll be like an up-and-coming artist who've just released a,
okay.
Like maybe, and they're not just British, they're from everywhere, they might have like Catfish and the Bottlemen, and
so it's sort of
the Arctic
like,
Monkeys,
I'm trying to compare it to something over here, but I don't know. It's sort of like a late night talk show with only musical guests.
With kind of only musical guests, yeah.
But then you said there's actors, so.
Well, I mean, there could be actors, but it could be someone like. I'm drawing a blank on names now, of like people who I remember seeing on there,
Mm-hmm.
It could be just kind of like a random person that you're just like, oh, what are they doing there,
Yeah.
But yeah, there could be actors, there could be like people who are like really into music, comedians, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but it's not like a variety show like that.
It's not a variety show. It's mostly okay. We've got Salt and Pepper, or whatever, like someone who's got a band.
But what I mean, Salt and Pepper.
Salt and Pepper is like,
That's That was really random.
Destiny's Child, everybody, you know.
But it like if they have a comedian and they talk to the comedian, he's not going to do a set.
No, he's not. He's just going to be talking about stuff.
It's just all about music, basically.
It'll be about music, or he'll be like, oh yeah, you know. And I was like, oh, I saw Paul McCartney live. Oh, he's over there, you know. It's like,
yeah. So what is the tradition about the steak pie? Is that a normal kind of thing, or
it's
is
just
that
a meal? I think it's just a meal.
That's just like her family.
Yeah,
probably.
yeah.
Okay,
I mean,
so
but it sounds like a good one. I'd have steak pie too,
yeah. No, I just wondered if that was like sort of a typical thing in Britain, or
I can't remember if we had no.
Like they're like. Over here.
I didn't have anything like everybody was like, oh yeah, you've got to eat this on New Year's Eve.
On New Year's Day.
On New Year's Day.
Everybody says you have to eat black-eyed peas. I don't know if that's a thing in Britain.
No, I don't think it was.
That's
well, there you go, the Black-Eyed Peas. That's another band that would be on Jules Holland, you know. I was just drawing a blank. I guess it's because of the, you know, my head's fuzzy because of all the allergies and stuff that I've... So excuse my voice.
Because of all the alcohol, I thought you were going to say.
All the alcohol and the allergies.
It's fussy because of all the alcohol. No, there's some... I mean, we're going to talk about traditions, so I'm probably cutting into something that you have in your notes.
Maybe we'll talk about it.
There's some tradition somewhere that I know I've heard of where you eat a cake, and I kind of think it's like the cake that you eat on Mardi Gras. It's a sort of like
that you eat on
it's
Mardi
a ring
Gras.
Cake, and it has a baby in it. And if you get the if you get the baby, then I think you have good luck for the year. Everything's about luck in the new year, you know.
Good luck, good health, good money.
Yeah,
you know?
Or maybe that you're gonna have a baby. I don't know.
Yeah, something.
Yeah, but there's some sort of tradition somewhere.
I don't know. Yeah, no. I mean,
that I've heard about before.
On Instagram, Ginny Goose said, my parents would open the front and back doors to let out the old year and the new in.
Oh, that's really nice. Yeah. I like that a lot.
That's like a little, just like, oh, we've got to let it out. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of like superstition kind of thing that someone has. Yeah, I do, like all the kissing.
Yeah,
it's bad luck. You know,
yeah, it's all about superstitions,
it's
isn't
it?
Oh,
got to have my kiss, and I've got to,
I wonder how some of these things started. I mean, letting out the old year and letting in the new year. I really like that. Actually, it's just like that's more symbolic than anything.
Symbolic, yeah.
That's kind of like
symbolism of it.
Like, let's let everything go from that year, let's wave it goodbye on its way out the door, and then like, okay, let's welcome in everything good for the new year. Oh, I really like that. I want to start doing that.
We open the door and we let all the flies in.
Because it's so warm.
So it's so warm, yes. I mean, it's been warm and there's been wind blowing and it's just whipped up. I guess it's cedar or something. It's just
God,
whipped up.
The weather just constantly. You guys, in Central Texas, it's not any one temperature during this time.
It's not
of the year.
A temperate climate.
It's like super cold one day, and then the next day it's in the 70s, and the wind is really blowing, but it's like warm, and then the next day it's freezing to death. It's just wreaks havoc on your body, doesn't it?
Wreaks havoc on everything. But anyway, these are some traditions from around the world that have come from worldstrides.com. The world. In Spain, it is customary to eat 12 grapes, one at each stroke of the clock at midnight on New Year's Eve. What? Each grape represents good luck for 1 month of the coming year. In bigger cities like Madrid and Barcelona, people gather in main squares to eat their grapes together and pass around bottles of cava.
Oh my God,
that sounds cute, doesn't it?
Well, what? One grape per stroke, so like bong.
Yeah.
Bong. And it's just like, okay,
12 of them.
It's good luck if you don't choke. If you don't choke on, you can't eat a whole grape in just a bong.
The way you chew, no. But normal people who chew quite fast and swallow,
you just have to inhale it, them.
Honestly. No,
bong.
You don't know. A grape is like that, and you eat it, and you go like that.
Bong. That is really quick. 12 of them in that
No, bong. bong. That's how it goes. It's like there's a noticeable. It's not bong bong bong. You know, it's just like popping them in. You know, crazily. So you just got grape juice coming out, and you got 12 grapes shoved in your mouth because you can't chew them.
We'll have to ask your dad if he's done that tradition since he's lived in Spain.
Well, he's probably passed around the bottle of Cava anyway. In Colombia, in hopes of a travel-filled New Year, residents of Colombia carry empty suitcases around the block. That's one New Year's tradition we can get behind. That sounds cute, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah, you love doing that. I think we'll have you eating the grapes and carrying a suitcase, an empty suitcase around the block.
Oh my god.
Denmark. Residents of Denmark greet the new year by throwing old plates and glasses against the doors of family and friends to banish bad spirits.
Oh my god, what?
They also stand on chairs and jump off of them together at midnight to leap into the January in hopes of good luck.
Oh my god.
I can see you doing that.
You're just jumping off of chairs, breaking your neck, breaking a leg.
Smashing a plate against the door.
Someone opens the door as you're throwing the plate.
And then you're leaping off a chair like, ah.
These don't sound good. These don't sound like good ideas. Like, let's just open the front and back door and call it a day.
In Finland, people predict the coming year by casting molten tin into a container of water, then interpreting the shape the metal takes after hardening. A heart or ring means a wedding, while a ship predicts travel, and a pig declares there will be plenty of food.
That's kind of
It's kind of sweet, isn't it? It's like, oh, what is it? Oh, it's going to be a ship. We're going to be traveling.
It's like reading tea leaves or something,
a heart and a ring. Someone's getting married.
Because, like, what if it's just indistinguishable, the shape that it takes? It's just like, oh, I don't know what that is. Blob in the new year.
Yeah, it's going to be all of them. Yeah,
it's a blob. Next year, it's going to be a blob.
Now, this one is Scotland, and I do remember this because my gran used to say it too. Mm-hmm. During Scotland's New Year's Eve celebrations of Hogmanay, first footing is practiced across the country.
Wait. Say it again. Hogmanay. What is that all about?
Hogmanay. It's the New Year's, is what they call New Year's.
It's like
Happy Hogmanay, yeah.
Is that the Gaelic word for it?
I'm not sure. I think it's just it might be, but I think it's just general term for the celebration, you know.
Yeah, because your sister writes that in cards when she sends them
happy
to you,
hip shaking Hogmanay, yeah. Hogmanay, you know.
Hogmanay. If anybody knows, let us know if that's
because I mean Old Lang Syne was Robert Burns.
Oh, yeah.
He wrote Old Lang Syne. So New Year's Eve was invented, much like the telephone and golf in Scotland. the whole tradition of New Year's Eve originated in Scotland. It's like, you know what? I'm just sick of having this 1 year all the time. You know, let's break it up into a new year, and you know, can't always be 1841. You know, but
So first footing, yeah.
First footing is practiced across the country. The first person who crosses a threshold of a home in the new year should carry a gift for luck. Scots also hold bonfire ceremonies where people parade while swinging giant fireballs on poles, supposedly symbols of the sun to purify the coming year.
You guys just love having bonfires in Britain.
Yes.
Any excuse for a bonfire.
It's cold, okay? It's cold in Scotland. Get a big fire going. It's just like, you know. But yeah, the poles with the fire, you know, I mean, that's kind of like paganism type thing, you know, like going through the stones and all that, and, you know, Outlander. Yeah. It's
but the first footing, you've told me about that before.
With dark hair, you know, if you've got dark hair, or you know, you've got to be first through the door or something.
Yeah.
Something, my grandma's like, oh, no, the first person to cross the threshold has to have dark hair, or else it's all off. All bets are off for this year. It's going to be 2020 all the time.
Oh my god. That's a movie they should make.
Like Groundhog Year. Groundhog Year, yeah.
God.
In Brazil, as well as other Central and South America countries like Ecuador, Bolivia, and Venezuela, it is thought to be lucky to wear special underwear on New Year's Eve. The most popular colours are red, thought to bring love in the new year, and yellow, thought to bring money.
Oh my god!
It's just going around looking at people's skirts just to see what
Oh god! Don't give anybody any ideas.
It's like, oh, what are you hoping for? There's he's hoping for love, this guy.
No, they're wearing their special underwear, and then they're looking for someone to kiss. You know, it's like, yeah.
And they're jumping off chairs.
They're jumping off
And they're
chairs.
carrying an empty suitcase.
Oh my god.
They've got dark hair.
They're just crazy, these people.
Well, it's about to get a whole lot... Let me just shock you here. It's about to get a whole lot weirder, because in Greece, an onion is traditionally hung on the front door of homes on New Year's Eve. As a symbol of rebirth in the new year. On New Year's Day, parents wake their children by tapping them on the head with the onion.
What?
So you've got your onion, you've got your empty suitcase.
Okay, you hang the onion from
on the door, on the front door.
Okay.
To symbolize rebirth,
Why an onion?
Because an onion has layers, I guess. I don't know.
Okay, Shrek. No, who's it? Donkey. Okay, Donkey. No, it's Shrek, isn't it?
You are Shrek.
He's the onion, and Donkey's just like, why does it have to be an onion? Nobody likes onions. Why can't it be something like a parfait? Yeah, that's it. Okay. No,
Parfaits.
Yeah, that's very odd. And then you tap the kids on the head with the onion
to wake them up in the morning.
Okay.
You've been tapping kids on the head with an onion.
wearing
underwear, like red or yellow.
All right, yeah, we get it. You have to wonder where
casting molten tin.
You have to wonder where these traditions
water
started. Like, what is the origin of the hanging an onion on the door?
Yeah, it's a bit smelly.
It's a little bit like. I guess it's a little bit like garlic to keep vampires away. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, the symbol of rebirth. I mean, an onion, like, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Because, I mean, does an onion act like a phoenix? Does it rise from its, when it rots?
Oh. When it's rotting, it kind of starts, when it starts getting old, it kind of starts sprouting, doesn't it?
Yeah. Oh, there you go. That's where it comes from then.
I don't know. I think maybe we're thinking too much about this.
It's all Greek to us.
Anyway, let us know any other traditions that you guys personally have. Any ways that you grew up celebrating New Year's Eve. Or how do you celebrate it now?
How are you celebrating it now?
How are you celebrating it this year? This is what I'm interested in. This is the question we should have asked on Instagram. What are you doing tonight?
New Year's Eve.
Yeah, it's like, what are you doing tonight?
Yeah.
What are people gonna do? They're not having the ball drop. Or they're having the ball drop, but you cannot go to it this year in Times Square.
The ball's got a mask on.
Oh my god. What if it does?
No, they're having a mask drop. They're going to build a giant mask, and the straps are going to be suspended, and it's going to cut it, and it's going to go poof, like a massive catapult across New York City.
Oh my gosh. If ever there was a year that we all need to leave our front and back doors open to let the year out, it was this year.
Yes, it was. Anyway.
Yeah, let us know. Let us know how you're going to celebrate it. Are you with friends and family? Are you in a place that is even allowed? Are you just alone? If you're alone and listening to us, thank you so much for spending your New Year's Eve with us.
Yes, and Happy New Year. And we hope next year, or this year, is going to be the best.
Yes, let's keep our fingers crossed.
Yeah, it might be the best ever year in the planet. Might be it, the end then. It'll need to be 2022.
Oh my god.
They're just going to come and shut it all down.
2022 is so good that
2021.
The world just end. Oh, 2021. I'm jumping ahead.
You're skipping a year ahead here.
2021. Just forget it. There's no hope.
It feels like it's been 2 years already.
It really does. Oh my gosh. Anyways, thank you guys so much for tuning in. We appreciate your support over this past year.
Yes.
And, if you've stuck with us from the beginning, then we really appreciate you. Thanks for tuning in twice a week, every week, and listening to
twice
us
a week
babble on and on about
like we are now.
just whatever.
About empty suitcases and onions on doors.
You guys, I've got to get him away from this mic.
Oh,
so we gotta wrap this up.
Okay.
Thank you for tuning in. We appreciate your support as always. We hope that your new year is wonderful, and we hope everyone's new year is wonderful. And we'll talk to you next year.
Next year.
Bye.
See you next year. Bye.